Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. Today is going to be a jam-packed session. We're going to be covering some pretty crucial security alerts, a really interesting AI showdown, and even some sneak peeks at what we might see in 2026 smartphone lineups.
It's a lot to cover, and the thread that really ties it all together is, well, it's AI. It's everywhere now. It's in how we shop, how we navigate, but all that convenience, it comes with some brand new risks and some pretty big philosophical questions, too.
Okay, so let's unpack that, starting with the biggest risk. Cybersecurity firms are really warning shoppers about AI-powered scams, especially now, leading up to big shopping events.
They absolutely are. And the data really shows why. Something like 72% of consumers have already used AI for, everyday tasks.
Oh, wow, that high already.
Yeah. Things like budgeting or using those virtual try-on features for clothes. But the thing is, hackers are using the exact same tools to build these incredibly advanced phishing attacks and prompt injection attacks.
I saw a note about that. Last year, just before Black Friday, there was a reported 25% surge in retail-focused cyber threats.
Exactly. And that's where this gets really interesting, especially for people who are, power users. If you're using agentic AI to watch prices and maybe even buy something for you automatically.
Right, just snag a deal.
How do you protect yourself? How do you keep that AI safe? The top advice from security experts is, well, you have to get extremely specific with your prompts.
So you're basically building a fence around the AI's instructions.
Precisely. There was a great example. Instead of just saying, find me a laptop, you'd say something like, act as my shopping assistant. Find 3 4-star rated laptops from major retailers only, Apple, Amazon, Dell, and exclude any sellers with less than 1,000 reviews.
That is incredibly detailed, so you're locking it down.
You're locking it down. And of course, the basics still apply. Be so careful about sharing payment details or giving browser extensions to any AI unless the company is ironclad reputable.
And two-factor authentication.
Always.
Always. And use a credit card or a trusted payment platform. You just get way more fraud protection. And the oldest rule in the book, just manually type in the website URL. Never, ever click on those unsolicited links you get in emails or texts.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's switch gears a little from security to smarts, specifically which chatbot has the best personality. I love this face-off you sent over between GPT 5.1 and Claude 4.5 Sonnet.
Yeah, this was really fascinating. The overall winner, surprisingly, was Claude 4.5 Sonnet. It was just better at portraying personality types. Things like sarcasm, being concise. It even had some witty one-liners and showed a good amount of self-awareness.
Okay, so Claude is the more engaging conversationalist. But where did ChatGPT win? It had to have taken the lead somewhere. It did. It won when it came to giving comforting advice. It was really good at blending actionable advice with emotional phrasing, but without being pushy.
So it knows how to deliver tough news gently.
That's a great way to put it. It also won the candid criticism test. It was just more willing to push an issue further to try and get a more specific understanding of what the user's problem actually was.
So it's more of a therapist, while Claude is the witty friend.
Kind of. But that wit came with a huge problem. Claude had a major misstep. When it was tasked with writing a professional growth letter, it hallucinated. And badly.
It hallucinated? What do you mean? Like it just made up a few details?
No, I mean it invented whole new facts.
Yeah.
The user just asked for general plans to expand hiring. Claude didn't just generalize, it added specific regions that were never mentioned.
Like what?
It wrote things like Asia Pacific, Latin America, and even made up company events that never happened. In a professional context, that's a huge problem.
That's a deal breaker. You can't have that.
Right. So what this all means is, Claude might embody personality better, but ChatGPT seems to have a stronger focus on the facts you need for professional work, even if it is a bit less witty.
Let's jump into the apps we're all using every day. First up, AR navigation. We had a battle between Google Maps Live View and Apple Maps Guide Me. Who came out on top?
Google Maps Live View. And it really came down to safety and just how quickly it updates.
Safety? How does that play into AR maps?
Well, it's all about where the arrows are. Google's arrows stay on the sidewalk. Apple's, on the other hand, are often placed along the actual road, which makes you look out into traffic.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's not ideal.
Not at all. And Google's directions update faster. Plus, it has these mandatory safety overlays that pop up at crossings, reminding you to, actually look at the road. They even have a little fun animated pin when you arrive.
So Apple's is just a bit clunkier.
A little bit. The updates are less frequent. It does give you more detailed written instructions, which is nice. But for the in-the-moment experience, Google just feels safer.
Okay, now let's talk about a big problem with another Google app. Why is the new conversational editing feature in Google Photos just missing in Texas and Illinois?
This is such a great example of tech hitting a legal wall. The problem isn't the voice editing itself. It's that to use it, you have to enable a separate feature called face groups.
And face groups is where the legal trouble starts.
That's it, exactly. That feature collects what's called facial geometry. It's a biometric identifier, and that violates some very specific state privacy laws.
Right, you mentioned BIPA in Illinois and CUBI in Texas.
Yep, and the financial stakes here are they're massive. Under BIPA in Illinois, we're talking penalties of $1,000 to $5,000 per person.
Per person. With the number of Google Photos users, that's
Astronomical. And individuals can sue without even proving they were harmed. In Texas, the fine can be up to $25,000 per violation. So for Google, just disabling the feature is the simplest, safest route for compliance.
because you can't get that data back once it's stolen.
You can't. You can change your password. You can't change your face.
That sets us up perfectly for our last segment. Let's look ahead to 2026. What's coming down the line for hardware, especially with folding phones?
Well, 2026 is shaping up to be the year the foldable really hits the mainstream, mainly because Apple is expected to finally jump in. The rumor is the iPhone Fold will be a book-style foldable.
Like the Galaxy Z Fold.
Exactly, with about a 5.5-inch screen on the cover and a big 7.8-inch screen inside. There are already conflicting rumors about the camera, though. Some say a punch hole, others say an under-display Face ID camera for the Pro model.
Which would be a huge leap.
Yeah.
And what's Samsung up to? They're not just standing still.
No way. They have a prototype that's a trifold. It folds in two places, so it can be a normal 6.5-inch phone, but then it unfolds into a massive 10-inch tablet.
Wow, that would solve the weird letterboxing issue you get watching videos on current foldables.
That's the whole idea. It would be a true two-in-one device.
Okay, so moving from hardware to the people in charge. What's the latest rumor at the very top of Apple?
The big rumor is that Tim Cook, who's been CEO for 14 years now, could step down as early as next year.
Really? And do we know who the frontrunner is?
The current frontrunner seems to be John Turnus. He's the Senior VP of Hardware Engineering, and that would fit with Apple's preference for promoting from within.
That's a huge shift to watch.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up here, let's circle back to that idea you brought up at the start, the cost of all this amazing convenience.
Yeah. I mean, if AI is making everything in our lives frictionless, automating everything from our shopping to our writing, you have to ask what actually gives our lives meaning. Because so often, meaning is found in the friction, in the effort.
So what's the final thought for us to consider?
It's this. As machines handle all the efficiency, what is the analog, the inefficient thing you're choosing to do? You know, what non-optimized skill, like pottery or martial arts or just handwriting a letter, what are you choosing to do anyway, just for the sake of the effort? Because that friction, that's the human part we have to fight to keep.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.